All right, sorry guys, my little recorder ran out of room, so I had to do this in 2 videos. So I just realized that it cut off this last part of D, which anytime that you have 0 in the denominator, then that is undefined. So I moved it downstairs. 0 times 0 5 times is undefined. So that's the last part of that example. All right, moving on to the next part of this. If I have 6 to the negative 4th times 6 to the 4th, we're going to use the same rules we did before, where we have the same base and we have our exponents. So we're going to add these, so that would be 6 to the 0 power, and we said anything to the 0 power is 1 whole. All right, the next one is 4 to the negative 2 to the 2, and we've talked about this too. If you have powers, 2 powers, you're going to multiply them. So negative 2 times 2 is going to be 4 to the negative 4. And again, if I have a negative here, I'm going to use its reciprocal. I'm going to move it downstairs. So I have 1 over 4 to the 4th. Sometimes you're going to leave it like this, just depending on what the directions say. Sometimes you're going to go ahead and multiply it out. So that's going to be 1 over 256. Okay, so either answer, just depending on how they want you to leave it. All right, next one, 1 over 3 to the negative 4. So again, this time it's in the denominator, so I'm going to move it upstairs. And when I move it upstairs, I get 3 to the positive 4. And again, sometimes it's going to want it like that. Sometimes it's going to want you to multiply it out. So 3 to the 4th power would be 81. And the last example we're going to look at today before you start your IXL practice is if you have one that looks like that. Okay, the only ones that move are the negative exponents. So I'm not going to move this 5 squared up. It needs to stay where it is. So I'm going to move this downstairs. So I have 1 over 5 now to the positive 1 times 5 to the positive 2. And now you're going to go ahead and use your rules from the other day. So 1 over 5 to the 3rd. So sometimes you leave it like this. Sometimes you're going to go ahead and multiply it out so that it's 1 over 125. Okay, so you guys are going to get on IXL, you're going to work on F6 and F10. And I will check to make sure that those are getting completed, so make sure you're using your time wisely today, because if I start looking at it and you didn't, then you're going to lose points, and then I should see you on Friday.